Walking down the street brings painful memories for Ali ARAKI. He says he was here on June 3rd, one of thousands participating in a sit-in that had been going on for 2 months, when soldiers raided it. He gets in the car to show us the scar left by the bullet.
The soldiers came from all directions and started firing at the protesters. They burnt the tents where some of the protesters were. We ran and hid inside a nearby building, but they raided that and started beating us. When I saw them beating the girls who were also hiding, I told them to let the girls go and beat the men instead. That's when one of the soldiers took aim and told them to shoot me.
The sit-in started in April, after months of anti-government protests against former President Omar al-Bashir. The demonstrators demanded Bashir step down, accusing him of corruption and mismanaging the country which he ruled for 30 years. Days after the sit-in started, the military council forced him from power and took over. But it continued even after he was gone, as talks between protest leaders and the military council dragged on. They argued over who should run the country during its transitional period. Protesters demanded a civilian rule. After nearly 2 months, the sit-in came to a deadly end. Medical groups aligned to the protest movement say 120 people were killed and over 400 were injured during the raid by soldiers. Dozens were reported missing. The June 3rd attack did not just involve shooting at unarmed protesters. Women and men reported being raped, and survivors reported witnessing protesters, some still alive, being tied to blocks and thrown into the River Nile a few feet away. The rights group Human Rights Watch says what happened that day could amount to crimes against humanity.
The evidence points to a clear pattern that is widespread and systematic, and points to a policy that the government had adopted of using live ammunition against peaceful and unarmed protesters. When crimes like this, of this serious nature, are committed as part of a systematic pattern of attack, they can qualify as crimes against humanity.
A committee to investigate the attack was set up by the transitional government sworn in September. It includes members from the military and the police, sides protesters accused of being involved in the attack.
If we are saying that there were offenses that took place on that day, offenses are always committed by individuals, not even if it is executed by a force.
Protesters say they want justice for the lives lost that day, and they won't rest until it's delivered. Hiba, Al Jazeera, Khartoum.